What if the confidence you're searching for has nothing to do with success, validation, or approval from others? For years, you've been building your worth on unstable ground: comparison, achievement, the opinions of people who don't matter. And every time life challenges you, that foundation crumbles. Today, you'll discover 7 ancient Stoic habits that'll rewire your confidence from the inside out. These aren't motivational tricks or surface-level tips. These are daily practices used by warriors, emperors, and philosophers who faced death, betrayal, and chaos and remained unshakable. Each habit compounds. Each one builds mental armor that nothing can penetrate. Watch till the end. The habit you skip might be the one that transforms everything. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the ancient world, wrote these words in his private journal: "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He wasn't speaking to the masses. He was speaking to himself, reminding himself of the truth that kept him grounded while ruling an empire under siege, plague, and betrayal. The Roman emperor understood something most people never grasp. True confidence doesn't come from external validation. It comes from internal mastery. Seneca, the advisor to emperors, put it even more directly in his letters to Lucilius: "He who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary." Most people destroy their own confidence through worry, comparison, and anxious thoughts about the future. The Stoics knew that confidence isn't a feeling you chase. It's a byproduct of disciplined thinking and daily practice. And that's the crisis we face today. We live in a world engineered to destabilize your mind. Social media bombards you with curated perfection. The news feeds you fear. Everyone around you seems more successful, more confident, more together. But it's an illusion. In this video, we'll explore 7 powerful Stoic habits that will rebuild your confidence from the ground up. These practices will teach you to control your mind, silence self-doubt, and develop the kind of unshakable inner strength that no external circumstance can touch. This isn't theory. This is battle-tested wisdom that survived 2,000 years because it works. Let's begin. Habit 1. The morning dichotomy practice. Marcus Aurelius began every day with a specific mental exercise. In Meditations, Book 8, 36, he wrote, "Ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary?" But before that question, he practiced something even more fundamental. He separated everything in his life into 2 categories: what he controlled and what he didn't. This is the dichotomy of control, the foundation of all Stoic practice. Here's what this truly means. Your confidence crumbles when you invest emotional energy into things outside your control. Other people's opinions, past failures, future outcomes, the economy, what your boss thinks, whether people respect you. The Stoics understood that you control exactly 3 things: your thoughts, your actions, and your responses. That's it. Everything else is external, separate from your true self. Most people never learn this distinction. They wake up and immediately check their phones, letting the external world dictate their internal state. A text message ignored, a social media post with fewer likes than expected, news about things they can't influence, and with each external trigger, confidence bleeds away. When you fail to practice the dichotomy of control, you become a slave to circumstances. Your worth fluctuates with every interaction. Your confidence depends on variables you can't manage. You're building a castle on sand. Here's how you implement this tomorrow morning. Before you touch your phone, before you check email, before you engage with the external world, sit for 5 minutes and ask yourself this question: what do I actually control today? Write down 3 things: your effort, your attitude, your integrity. Then list what you don't control. Outcomes, other people's responses, unexpected obstacles. Make this your mental framework for the entire day. When something threatens your confidence, ask immediately, is this within my control? If it isn't, release it. If it is, take action. This isn't avoidance. This is strategic focus. You're not ignoring reality. You're refusing to waste energy on what you can't change. You're channeling every ounce of mental power into the only domain where you have sovereignty, your own mind and actions. The weak wake up reactive, scattered, anxious about 1,000 things beyond their reach. The strong wake up with clarity, knowing exactly where to direct their power. You're training your mind to be unshakable by refusing to shake over things that don't deserve your energy. But knowing what you control is only the beginning. There's another practice that amplifies this foundation. Let's move to Habit 2. Habit 2. Negative visualization. Rehearsing loss. Epictetus, who was born a slave and became one of history's greatest philosophers, taught his students a practice that sounds counterintuitive. Imagine losing everything you have. In the Enchiridion, he wrote, "With regard to whatever objects give you delight, are useful, or are deeply loved, remember to tell yourself of what general nature they are." This is negative visualization, the practice of mentally rehearsing loss, failure, and worst-case scenarios. Here's the paradox. Most people think confidence comes from positive thinking, but the Stoics knew that fragile confidence comes from denying reality. True confidence comes from facing it. When you practice negative visualization, you're not being pessimistic. You're removing the power that fear has over you. You're pre-experiencing loss so that if it happens, you're not destroyed by it. Think about what actually kills confidence. It's not failure itself. It's the shock of failure, the unexpected loss, the surprise betrayal, the sudden setback you didn't see coming. When these hit without preparation, they shatter your sense of control. Seneca wrote in Letters to Lucilius, "The man who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive." He practiced this daily. He would imagine losing his wealth, his status, his friends, not to torture himself, but to prepare his mind. Here's what happens when you don't practice this. You become attached, dependent. Your confidence relies on nothing going wrong, and life will always go wrong. Every single day, spend 3 minutes practicing negative visualization. Imagine your business failing, your relationship ending, your reputation being attacked, your health declining. Don't dwell in fear, pass through it. Ask yourself, if this happened, could I survive? Could I rebuild? Would I still have my mind, my principles, my ability to choose my response? The answer is always yes. This practice doesn't make you paranoid, it makes you resilient. When you've already faced your fears in your mind, reality can't ambush you. When loss comes, and it will, you're not caught off guard, you're prepared. The weak live in denial, pretending nothing bad will happen, then collapse when reality hits. The strong rehearse adversity daily, so when it arrives, they're already standing firm. You're building confidence that doesn't depend on everything going right. You're building confidence that survives everything going wrong. Pause. But mental preparation isn't enough. You need to prove your strength to yourself through action. That's where Habit 3 becomes essential. Habit 3. Voluntary discomfort. Choose your hardship. Marcus Aurelius ruled the Roman Empire from a military camp. He could have lived in luxury, but he chose discomfort. He wrote in Meditations, Book 5, 1. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. This is the practice of voluntary discomfort, deliberately choosing hardship to strengthen your mind. The Stoics didn't just endure difficulty when it came, they sought it out. Seneca would sleep on the floor, fast for days, wear rough clothing, not because he had to, but because he wanted to prove to himself that comfort wasn't necessary for his inner peace. Here's why this matters for confidence. Real confidence comes from self-trust. And self-trust comes from evidence proof that you can handle difficulty. Most people's confidence is untested. They feel good when life is easy, then crumble the moment things get hard. They've never proven to themselves that they can endure. When you practice voluntary discomfort, you're collecting evidence. Every cold shower is proof. Every difficult workout is proof. Every time you do something uncomfortable by choice, you're telling your brain, I am stronger than my circumstances. If you only do what's comfortable, you'll never know your own strength. You'll always wonder if you could handle the storm. And that uncertainty, that untested weakness, corrodes confidence from the inside. Here's your implementation. Every single day, choose one form of discomfort. Take a cold shower, wake up an hour earlier, fast until noon. Have a difficult conversation. Do the task you've been avoiding. The specific discomfort doesn't matter. What matters is the act of choosing it. Make it a non-negotiable part of your routine, not because you're punishing yourself, but because you're training yourself. You're building calluses on your mind. Epictetus said, difficulties are things that show a person what they are. When you voluntarily face difficulties, you discover who you are. And when you discover you're stronger than you thought, confidence becomes permanent. The weak wait for life to test them, then fail the test. The strong test themselves daily, so when life brings the real challenge, they've already passed 1,000 smaller ones. You're not avoiding discomfort, you're weaponizing it. But there's a hidden enemy that undermines all of this, one that most people never identify. Let's move to Habit 4. Habit 4. The opinion audit. Severing external validation. Marcus Aurelius wrote one of the most liberating lines in all of philosophy and meditations. Book 4. 3. If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it. And it is in your power to wipe out this judgment now. This is the practice of the opinion audit, systematically removing your need for external validation. Most people's confidence is held hostage by what others think. They need approval, validation, likes, comments, recognition, respect. And every day they don't receive it, their confidence erodes. Here's the brutal truth. As long as your confidence depends on other people's opinions, you will never be free. Because opinions are outside your control. People are fickle, biased, distracted, and often wrong. Epictetus put it even more directly. If someone speaks badly of you, consider whether what they say is true. If it is, correct yourself. If it isn't, laugh and move on. But most people can't do this. They internalize every criticism. They obsess over every negative opinion. They adjust their behavior to please people who don't matter. This is the death of authentic confidence. When you practice the opinion audit, you're asking one simple question about every opinion that affects you. Does this person's judgment determine my worth? The answer is always no. Here's what happens when you don't audit opinions. You become a people pleaser. You contort yourself to fit other people's expectations. You silence your voice to avoid criticism. You make decisions based on what looks good rather than what is good. And beneath all that performance, you know you're not being yourself. That knowledge, that internal dishonesty, destroys confidence at the root. Tomorrow, Make a list of every person whose opinion currently affects your decisions: your parents, your peers, social media followers, colleagues, friends who judge you. Now ask honestly, do these people know my true goals? Do they share my values? Are they living the life I want to live? If the answer is no, their opinions are irrelevant data. This doesn't mean you ignore all feedback. It means you're selective. You listen to people who've earned your respect through their own character and wisdom. Everyone else is noise. Seneca wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most of the opinions you fear don't even exist. You're terrorizing yourself with imaginary judgments. Cut them off. Protect your mind from the tyranny of irrelevant opinions. The weak need everyone to approve of them. The strong need only their own respect. You're reclaiming your mind from the crowd. You're building confidence that comes from internal alignment, not external applause. Pause. But even with this clarity, there's a daily threat that can destabilize everything. That's what Habit 5 addresses. Habit 5, the evening review, daily accountability. Seneca practiced a ritual every single night. Before sleep, he would review his entire day and ask himself specific questions about his actions, thoughts, and character. In his essay, On Anger, he described this practice. What bad habit did you cure today? What vice did you resist? In what way are you better? This is the evening review, a daily practice of honest self-reflection and accountability. Here's why this is essential for confidence. Confidence without self-awareness is arrogance, and arrogance is fragile. It shatters the moment reality proves you wrong. Real confidence comes from knowing yourself deeply, your strengths, your weaknesses, your patterns, your progress. And you can't know yourself without reflection. Most people never review their day. They stumble through life unconsciously, repeating the same mistakes, never learning, never growing. Then they wonder why they don't feel confident. You can't feel confident if you're not improving. And you can't improve if you're not aware. When you skip the evening review, you lose track of yourself. Days blur together. You can't see your progress because you're not measuring it. You can't fix your mistakes because you're not identifying them. Here's how to implement this tonight. Before you go to sleep, spend 10 minutes writing answers to these 3 questions. Question 1. What did I do well today? Where did I show discipline, courage, or integrity? Question 2. Where did I fall short? When did I act from fear, laziness, or ego? Question 3. What will I do differently tomorrow? This isn't about self-judgment or guilt. It's about clarity. You're becoming your own coach, your own mentor, your own accountability partner. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, Book 5. 9. Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. The evening review forces you to confront this reality. You don't have infinite time. Every day matters. Every choice compounds. When you review your day honestly, you stop lying to yourself. You stop making excuses. You see clearly what's working and what isn't. And that clarity, that brutal honesty, builds the kind of confidence that can't be faked, because it's rooted in real evidence of real growth. The weak avoid self-reflection because they're afraid of what they'll find. The strong embrace it because they know improvement requires truth. You're building a feedback loop of continuous growth. Day by day, you're becoming someone you can respect. And self-respect is the foundation of unshakable confidence. But there's one more internal enemy that must be addressed, one that hides in your own mind. Let's move to Habit 6. Habit 6. Memento mori. Remember, you will die. Marcus Aurelius kept a simple reminder on his desk. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This is Memento Mori, the practice of remembering death. It sounds morbid, but the Stoics understood that awareness of death is the greatest source of clarity, urgency, and authentic confidence. Here's the psychology behind it. When you live as if you have infinite time, you procrastinate, you delay, you waste energy on trivial things. You let fear hold you back from what matters. But when you truly internalize that your time is limited, that this could be your last year, your last month, your last day, everything shifts. Audit ruthlessly.
Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested. Most people never invest their time well because they think they have more of it than they do. When you practice Memento Mori daily, you stop caring about petty concerns. You stop seeking approval from people who don't matter. You stop delaying your purpose because you're afraid of failure. Death makes everything trivial except what truly matters. Living with integrity, pursuing what you value, becoming who you're capable of being. This gives you a different kind of confidence. Not the confidence that you'll succeed, but the confidence that you're living fully regardless of outcome. Here's what happens when you avoid this truth. You live unconsciously. You drift. You let years slip away in comfort and distraction. And beneath it all, there's a quiet anxiety, the sense that you're not really living. That anxiety erodes confidence because deep down, you know you're wasting your one chance. Every morning, when you wake up, say this out loud: I could die today. What matters? Then live accordingly. Have the difficult conversation. Start the project. Take the risk. Stop waiting for permission. The weak avoid thinking about death because it makes them anxious. The strong meditate on it daily because it makes them free. You're not being morbid. You're being realistic. And that realism gives you permission to live boldly, without apology, without delay. There's one final habit, the most powerful of all. It ties everything together. Let's move to habit 7. Habit 7. The inner citadel. Building your mental fortress. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, Book 8:48, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." Give yourself this retreat constantly and refresh yourself. This is the inner citadel, the practice of building an unassailable fortress within your own mind. All the previous habits have been preparing you for this. The dichotomy of control taught you what's yours. Negative visualization made you resilient. Voluntary discomfort made you strong. The opinion audit made you free. The evening review made you aware. Memento Mori made you urgent. Now, the inner citadel integrates everything into one unshakable foundation. Here's what this means. Your confidence can never depend on external circumstances because external circumstances always change. Success turns to failure. Health turns to sickness. Relationships end. Wealth disappears. If your confidence is tied to any of these, it will be destroyed. But there's one thing that cannot be taken from you: your inner character, your principles, your ability to choose your response, your mental sovereignty. This is your inner citadel, the part of you that remains intact no matter what happens outside. Epictetus said, "No one can hurt you without your permission." This isn't naive optimism. It's radical ownership. External events can cause pain, loss, and hardship, but they cannot touch your inner citadel unless you open the gates. Most people never build this fortress. They leave their minds exposed, vulnerable to every external storm. A criticism pierces them. A failure crushes them. A setback destroys them, because they have no inner refuge. When you practice the inner citadel daily, you're asking yourself, what part of me cannot be touched? What remains true regardless of circumstances? The answer: your values, your integrity, your commitment to virtue, your capacity for reason and choice. Here's your daily practice. Every time something threatens your peace, a setback, a criticism, an unexpected obstacle, retreat to your inner citadel. Ask yourself, has anything essential been damaged? Have I lost my ability to think, to choose, to act with integrity? The answer is always no. Your inner citadel is built on this foundation. You are not your circumstances. You are not your reputation. You are not your success or failure. You are the observer, the chooser, the one who responds. Marcus Aurelius faced war, plague, betrayal, and the weight of an empire. But in his private writings he remained at peace, because he had built an inner citadel that nothing could breach. You can do the same. Every morning, reinforce this fortress. Remind yourself of your principles. Reconnect with what you value. Commit to living according to your inner standards, not external pressures. The weak seek security in the external world and never find it. The strong build security within and can never lose it. You're not just building confidence, you're building an inner fortress that nothing can destroy. Let's bring this together. You've just learned 7 ancient habits that have the power to rewire your confidence completely. Habit 1. The morning dichotomy practice, knowing what you control and releasing what you don't. Habit 2. Negative visualization, rehearsing loss, so reality can't ambush you. Habit 3. Voluntary discomfort, choosing hardship to prove your strength. Habit 4. The opinion audit, severing your need for external validation. Habit 5. The evening review, holding yourself accountable every single day. Habit 6. Memento mori, remembering death to live with urgency and clarity. Habit 7. The inner citadel, building an unshakable fortress within your mind. These aren't just ideas. These are tools, daily practices that compound over time. Each one reinforces the others. Together, they create a foundation of confidence that nothing can shake. Because this confidence doesn't come from success. It doesn't come from approval. It doesn't come from perfect circumstances. It comes from inner mastery, from knowing yourself, from proving to yourself day after day that you can handle whatever comes. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus faced exile, war, slavery, and death. And they remained at peace, not because their lives were easy, but because their minds were disciplined. You have the same capacity, the same tools, the same choice. Starting tomorrow, implement one habit, master it, then add the next. Within weeks, you'll notice something shifting. Your reactions will change. Your self-doubt will quiet. Your confidence will stabilize, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. If this resonated with you, tap that like button. It tells me this message matters. Drop a comment below which habit hit hardest. Which one are you implementing tomorrow? And if you want more unapologetic Stoic truth every single week, hit subscribe. Because this channel exists to help you master your mind, build unshakable strength, and live according to your highest principles. Remember, confidence isn't something you find. It's something you forge daily, through discipline, through honest self-reflection, through facing reality without flinching. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect circumstances. You just need to start. Become the master of your mind. Rebuild, refocus, rise.